Hi, I'm Todd.
And I'm his daughter, Victoria.
And welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to make tiramisu. Now there are many different recipes of tiramisu, and Italy has tons of different variations of it. But today we're going to make my version of a tiramisu.
Now, what makes yours so different and special?
Well, it's because I use Kahlúa.
Oh, well, that'll do it.
And I make a chocolate tiramisu.
Let's show them how it's made, I guess,
All right, let's do it.
Let's make it.
Okay. So now we're going to make the zambaglione sauce with 8 egg yolks. We're going to do 2/3 of a cup of sugar, a pinch of salt, 2/3 of a cup of Marsala wine, and we're doing 1/4 of a cup of heavy cream or whipping cream, and 1/2 cup of chocolate chips.
Yum!
So we're going to start by separating the eggs now, and we'll pick up when we go to put the sauce together.
All right, let's get cracking here.
Okay.
Are you good at separating eggs?
Not
Nope.
bad. Depends on the egg. Okay, so now we have our water boiling and getting ready to be able to cook the sauce. But a separate part of this is we're going to get our whipping cream. We're going to put it in a saucepan like this. And then we're going to get the chocolate chips. Put it in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to melt it. And then once it's melted, we're going to put it aside, and then we can mix it in with the sauce afterwards. So you can see these now, the chips are melting down. It's gonna make a wonderful chocolate sauce that we're gonna put in with the other sauce. All right, so now you can see the chips are all melted. It only took like a minute or so. And now we're just going to leave that aside, and we're going to make the other sauce, the zambaglione sauce.
Very good. So we shut the burner off now?
The burner's off.
All right, let it rest. Here we go.
Okay, so now we're going to start the sauce. We're first going to start putting the Marsala wine in.
That smells good.
Doesn't that smell delicious? And then I will put the egg yolks in, all 8 of them.
Okay. And this is on, right?
This is on. The water is boiling, actually. Now, realistically, what you should do is put this in a cold pan and then put it over.
Yeah, we don't like to follow directions.
But, and then what you do is you whisk this, and you keep whisking this for about 4 to 5 minutes, sometimes less, depending on how fast it cooks. But you will see that it's going to change color and also thickness.
Again, I wish we had smell-o-vision, because wow, does that smell good. Must be all the Marsala wine, huh?
Of course, that makes everything better.
So about how long does this cook for?
Well, 4 to 5 minutes. If you're getting closer, you can see that it's starting to change color. You can see it looking frothy. And that's it cooking.
Nice. So you just add a little pinch of salt, right?
I did 2 pinches of salt, personally. Just because I like a little bit of saltier taste with my chocolate.
Salty and sweet.
Yeah. See how it's thickening up?
Looks frothy. It's like a cappuccino.
That sounds good right about now, cappuccino.
Now you can really see it changing.
Yeah.
Keep whipping. Whip it good, man. So with this, it's important to keep whisking it, right? Always keep it moving?
Yes, because if you don't, it'll catch or get cooked on the sides. And you don't want that. You don't want it to do that. You just want it to cook the egg yolk.
You don't want scrambled eggs, huh?
Correct.
So constantly keep stirring. Build those muscles.
All right, so this is basically done, as you can see. Looks yummy, huh? It smells delicious. So I'm going to shut the burner off. We're going to remove this bowl from the heat, and then we're going to add the chocolate sauce to it. Okay. All right, so now we're going to add the chocolate sauce into the mixture.
Yum.
Zambaglione sauce. But,
Yum. So you just fold that in?
yes.
Nice. Look, it's nice and creamy.
Now,
Beautiful.
if you wanted to with this sauce alone, it's like really like a pudding. And you could put it in little cups and you can refrigerate it for about 8 hours to a day or overnight. And then you can serve these little cups with whipped cream on them and some fresh berries. And that alone is a dessert. But we like to put it in our tiramisu. So we're going to make this and then we're going to let it set and then we'll put it together, the tiramisu.
Nice. So once it's folded in like this, do you have to keep working it or is it done?
No, it's done.
All right.
And then
Nice.
I'm just going to put it in a bowl and refrigerate it.
Okay.
So now we're going to make the whipped cream. We're going to use 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream, which we've already added to the bowl. And we're going to whip this until it starts getting thick and start forming some peaks. And then we're going to add 1/3 of a cup of powdered sugar to that slowly.
Okay.
All right, so let's get started whipping.
All right.
And you want to whip it on high so it gives some air to the cream. So it makes it nice and firm and fluffy.
Okay.
All right, so now you can see that it's starting to thicken up a little bit and we're getting some peaks. Now we're going to slowly add some of the powdered sugar in. And you just want to do it ever so gently, if you can.
And you already sifted that, right?
This is sifted because it was packed in there. And I'm going to turn this on high again to mix it. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to just scrape the sides and then we can whip it really good. Make sure all that powdered sugar is towards the center. Just lock that. All right, I'm going to turn it on high now. Okay, so our whipped cream is finished, and now we're going to use 8 ounces of mascarpone cheese. And I'm just going to add this in here. And I like to let the mascarpone cheese come up to room temp. Just so it's a little bit softer and easier to fold in with the whipped cream. So I just want to make sure it's soft. And that is. You don't want to stir it up too much and making it too tough or stiff. So now we're going to get the whipped cream.
Just put the two together here.
And you're going to fold the two together.
Okay.
All right. So we're just going to fold that in.
Looks good.
All right, so we're going to finish mixing this and then we're going to add the sauce to it. All right, so now that we have the whipped cream and the mascarpone mixed together nicely, now we're going to add the zambaglione sauce that we made and let rested in the refrigerator for about 8 hours or overnight. And what we're going to do is we're going to take half of that. Doesn't have to be exact. Doesn't that smell delicious?
Such a neat consistency too. It is like a pudding.
It is, right?
Adult pudding.
Now what I've done is I've actually just mixed this together before and put them in little parfait glasses, and you can serve it with whipped cream on the top and some fresh berries, and that in itself makes an excellent dessert. But what we're going to do is we're going to mix these two together, which is going to make us the filling for our tiramisu.
All right, let's mix this then.
And so once again, you're going to want to just fold the sauce in with the whipped cream mixture. All right, so you can see it's pretty much there, mixed in evenly. And then we're just going to put this aside and get our pan ready, and our lady thing is ready so we can put the tiramisu together.
Okay.
Okay, so what I did is I wrapped in plastic, my container that I'm going to use, or it's actually a loaf pan.
Okay.
But you can really use anything you want. The reason why we wrapped it in plastic is because we're going to set the ladyfingers and the mixture in here, let it set, and then when we're ready to serve, we're going to flip this upside down, dust it with cocoa powder, and then you can decorate it with some whipped cream and some fresh berries, and then serve it that way with your company.
Okay.
All right, but first what we need to do is we are going to soak our ladyfingers in Kahlúa.
Oh, nice.
Yes, this is what makes it the adult version. And this Kahlúa is, I wish you can smell it.
It's amazing.
It is. Now, a good friend of ours used to give this to us every year as a gift, Chris Albee. And this is her homemade Kahlúa sauce.
We've been hoarding it.
I know.
So good.
So Chris, we need some more. You said. All right. So now what we do is we just kind of put the ladyfingers in here like this. And I put a couple in at a time. I guess it can go quicker.
Soak them in that Kahlúa.
You just flip them.
Look at that.
Let them get.
Beautiful.
Now the trick is you want them to soak up the Kahlúa, but you don't want them soggy. So you kind of feel the texture, and that's ready. And then you just lay them in there.
Because you want them to still be firm enough to have shape?
Correct.
Okay.
You see how they're just laying in there like little soldiers?
Mm-hmm. That's why it's perfect to use a loaf pan then, right?
Exactly. And look at that. See how nice and even that is? And so you just keep repeating. You put your little ladyfingers in there. I'm going to show you. I'm going to actually use a little bit more Kahlúa.
Oh dear.
Don't worry, I still have a spare. All right, so there we go. And as you can see, it's probably going to take 2 more ladyfingers there. And this one's ready. Line up that little one. So you can see they're lined up nice and evenly. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put the sauce mixture in.
It's almost like making a lasagna, huh?
Sort of, yeah.
Just kind of layering it. Looks good.
All right, so now that I got that layer of the sauce mixture in there, I'm just going to tap it a little bit so it gets right in there nice and evenly. And then I'm going to keep on doing this process, like Victoria said, like a lasagna. Just keep on layering it until you get to the very top. Okay, so now we finished layering our tiramisu, as you can see. Doesn't that look amazing?
Mm-hmm. It smells even better than it looks.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the refrigerator and let it chill and solidify. And then we'll flip it later and serve it for dessert.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, so the tiramisu is now rested for a day and it's nice and chilled. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip it right side up. Let's see.
Ta-da!
Et voila.
Et voila.
And that's why you have the saran wrap.
And you can see how it looks. Doesn't that look good?
Mm-hmm. Show the side too. It's really pretty.
All right, so we just took it out of the pan, and now we had some of the leftover filling that we made up earlier. And what I'm going to do is I'm just covering it, as you can see, the top.
Yum.
And then the way you can finish this off is make some extra, or I shouldn't say extra, but make some whipped cream.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can put some whipped cream and fresh berries and then serve it.
Doesn't really need it though. It's good
No,
on its own.
It's good
I
all the
know.
way it is, yeah. We were gonna get some fresh strawberries, but unfortunately it's not the season here. And unlike the States, you can't get them if they're not in season.
I know. And we didn't want to stand in the hot sun and pick blackberries in the backyard.
No?
Ah,
That would have been a
Sorry.
sacrifice of love.
I know.
nice.
But
Looks good.
Beautiful.
it looks good. All right. Okay, so we just finished slicing up the tiramisu and we're about to enjoy it together. So We hope you enjoy this video, and please like and subscribe to our channel as well. And let us know if you tried this recipe at home with your family and friends and see how you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we'll post the recipe down below so you can try our version of this delicious chocolate Kahlúa Tiramisu. What could be better? It smells so good. All right, so we're going to enjoy this and we'll say ciao for now.
All right, ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao. Okay, so now we're going to make this. Okay, so now we're going to make the zambal. Alright, so now we're going to make the zambalione.
That was pretty good.
Go ahead.
Okay, so now we're going to make the zambalione.
We should have it phonetic.
The sad thing is I know how.
Zambalione.
Zambalione.
If you say it right in one of these things, I can probably keep it. I just have it continually running because I'm just going to cut whatever I can use.
Alright, so now we're going come on. Okay, so now we're going to make the zambalione sauce. I can't do the straight face.
That was pretty close.
Alright, so now we're going to make the zambalione. Alright, so now we're going to make zambalione.